So you're an Episcopal pastor? Okay, so can I just ask, how does that work out, or a priest? How do you manage to have time to develop an amazing UI framework? I assume you work full time.
I do not. So that's a big part of it. So I actually, I basically grew up from the time I was a kid, like probably a lot of people here, just kind of hacking away on stuff in my spare time, just like little hobby projects and stuff as a kid. And I basically, as an adult, I'd worked on some kind of church-related apps, like when I was in seminary, and then when I was serving in a church, and I was working in a church full-time, like 2018, 2019. And then during the pandemic, basically one digital thing that I had made really took off because a lot of people were using it for like online worship. Everything shut down. And then basically the next church I went to was actually looking for somebody like part-time. So I'm the pastor here.
Let's pause right there.
60% time at the church, and I do some freelance.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, I bet you're really possibly, slightly confused as to what's happening because you can't see me yet. Let's get some video capturing going. Preset high. Oh, yeah, look at that. You see that green screen right there? That's how you know we're professional. Get over here, Mr. Greenie. All right. Oh, it's too high. Oh, well. Let's see. Let's see if we can get rid of some of the filters. Effect. Oh, tell me you have a green screen option. Color pad. OBS remove background. Wait a second. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see this yet. I want to be down here pretty soon, but you can see, if you've been watching any of our videos, that Prime is awesome. But I asked him, well, hold on, who's Prime? It's this guy. It's this guy right here. Do you see him? Can you see my mouse? That's Prime. I don't know how he got his name, but he's got a style. And he's always leaning over, and he's got his headphones on. He's talking like this. So, hi, my name's Prime. I get angry. I'm passionate. I use my hands a lot. And look, I wear really expensive headphones. So, first of all, I'm going to try and recreate these headphones. But second of all, are we all lathered in coconut and ready to take on this YouTube video?
Freelance web development stuff that, pays better than nonprofit work, right? So it kind of filled in the salary pretty well. But then, I basically, I did not anticipate adding like
perfect.
Open source maintainer to that.
Have my headphones
which
routed
is
all weird.
Rewarding in its own way, but not.
I need to be able to hear what's actually happening. So if I put you there, yeah, you stop working. Wait, why can't you output to both? Okay. Hold on. Bear with me. Multi-output device. See, look, it says absolutely freaking nothing about how to actually get to this page. MIDI settings. Okay. Black hole sun, won't you come? Yeah, output. Internal fixed, internal adjustable. I don't even know what that means. Left. Whatever. Wash away the pain. Black hole. Oh, what's your input mean? Okay. Why is this picture so small? Multi-output devices. Did I miss that? Did I have to add that? Aggregate device. Did you even say that? Who made these instructions? Set it up. Okay. Oh, there it is. Multi-output. Okay. And then let's take a look at the built-in output. Built-in output. Okay. So what I'm saying, and then I see you go back here through the aggregate device. Oh, frick. Sound notifications. Just refresh that real quick. So now what I'm saying is I should hear this now.
Yeah.
And so should you. I think it worked.
To build up a little community and stuff. And I don't know, they're kind of overlapping skills, right? Like working with a bunch of cantankerous people who like sometimes get into big fights over pretty obscure stuff is like a pretty good description of open
Is
source
that open
and
source
also
or church?
So yeah. Same
That's
same
actually
bit,
a really
same
funny
thing.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
assuming
there I am.
bike shedding was originally done thousands of years ago at this point. The
Yeah,
original
let me tell you
bike
about
sheds.
the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. Yeah,
Dang.
lot of that. Yeah.
All right, well, I don't have that level of knowledge, so I can't even paint the bike shed
Okay,
at this point.
I think that's good.
All right, so
Can you still hear me?
that's excellent. So you've been developing Leptos now for a while, right? And Leptos is up.
Okay, let's pause right there. What the heck is leptos? I don't know. Bacterial disease that affects humans and animals. I don't think that's it. Leptos. I think is it possibly is this, are you telling me this guy's name is Kixenal? The naughty boy? Configure me code gen. Well, let's confirm some things here. Oh yeah, that's definitely the guy. What the heck is going on here? You tell me right now what the heck this thing is. You have any show notes? The guy's name is Greg.
Pretty fiery. People really like it.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. The first like directory on my computer that's called Leptos is probably almost 2 years old at this point. But the current version I really started working on in maybe June or July of this year. So not actually that recently, but I had been through pretty much every iteration of what you can do with like Rust, WASM, UI. I just named them all the same thing, but none of them were public at all. So it's been, really just the last few months. I think it was September I made the repository public and all of that. So it's been pretty busy 4 or 5 months, really.
Okay, and so just for everybody that doesn't know, Rust, Leptos. Leptos is a UI library, much like Solid.js. Is it fair to say it's much like?
Yeah, it's fair to say that, like, in a lot of ways, it's almost a port of Solid. So a lot of the APIs have identical names, work in very similar ways. It's a little less, it's a lot more like Baby's first reactive system, but it is pretty much API compatible in a lot of ways, just in the sense that I was like the router, for example. I pretty much line by line ported Solid router.
So from the
and stuff has
seminary
changed over
to
time, but it's really nice to use a very
stickers
similar
on his
mental
face.
model, because then it means it's really easy to implement a lot of the same ideas.
Okay, and then one more question on this whole Leptos thing, the naming, right? Everyone always does leptospirosis. So obviously, I don't think you thought of the disease at this. I think you even told me once what you named it after. What is Leptos named after?
Yeah. So it's an ancient Greek word which means like thin or light or actually I guess fine-grained, which I learned more recently. And so it's that idea of like this thin layer of something that's connecting different parts of your application. Apparently leptospirosis is a thing. I didn't know that it existed when I came up with this name. I think it comes from the same Greek word, like a lot of medical kind of terms. So, sorry for any dog owners. People sometimes are like, it's really disturbing when I Google this. And when I Google it, of course, it just shows up as all stuff about the framework because it's like personalized or whatever. But people who have dogs are like, yeah, I get a lot of kind of gross looking stuff. So I'm sorry about that, everybody. I'm probably not going to change the name. That's my bad,
That's actually really funny. I never even thought about it because when I search it up, I also just get Rust libraries, right? Because I'm frequently searching up Rust. Obviously, Google knows me at this point, and so You know, I have dogs. I don't search up anything to do with dogs. I don't, you know, my dogs are not my babies. They're just dogs I throw a ball for and I enjoy having around.
I love dogs.
So
I love dogs.
that probably explains it. Okay.
I just love dogs.
Yes, that is also by the.
I love dogs. He says him and his $600 headphones. So that's what partly my activity for today is. Once I get my background removed off, I will be turning my Audio Technica $40 headphones into $600. I don't know what he even called them, APTKY or something headphones. Look at this, K712. So we're gonna do the poor man's version of this. Okay, and basically that's it. I think I'm just gonna end the stream right here because I think you've learned everything. Because by the time I show up next, I'm gonna probably improve the. I mean, I'm sorry if you can't tell that this is a green screen. Because he's green screened right here. So if you just click on any of his videos, you'll see that.
So
he doesn't even really exist, right? But sometimes.
Really? So you were working on that while just not even a professional. Should we do the story of React?
That he's just a magician.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Hiding
Who puts
behind
next
a veil
line
of
squirrely
secrecy.
braces? Okay. This is absurd. Can we?
But also, you have to be aware that there are so many inside
All right,
jokes.
hey,
Like, look, he's
how's
just
it going?
inside of a startup.
So
he has this
yesterday we had a
brand
little
called
talk
The
on
Startup.
Twitch,
And I don't even know what it is.
had
And
a
I
bit of a
think that
debate
might
about
be the point.
Explicit.
It's just
All right.
ridiculous.
So I got this question.
So basically,
yesterday
once you
in Twitch
watch one
chat,
of his
which was,
videos,
what do you
you'll
do if
understand
you
that he
have a
likes
bad
Rust.
manager? And I thought I'd take a moment. Over the last
And
week, I've
everything
been
he
hearing
does is
some rumors.
clickbait.
Zig, a general
There it
program.
is.
Now,
There-
obviously, with
there it
no
is.
package manager,
Found it.
meant I had to like copy and
Can't you
paste
tell that I have
Apple
a-
Pie, the
I
HTTP
have
server,
perfectly
from
recreated
GitHub onto my system and kind of
the
make it all
essence
work together. So just using
overall
Go,
being of
obviously
Prime
much better
himself.
experience just due to its maturity.
should
And
be
not only
pretty
that, but
obvious by
Go's
now.
also just,
So,
again, such a
with
dang
this quick
simple
introduction,
language. It took
I
me
welcome
an
you
hour to get everything
my
up and running, built the link
short
list,
run
did all
series
that, made sure it's all
where I
working,
become
even built the entire server first try, and it actually
Limeagen.
ran and worked first try. I get it. You didn't come here to, hear my thoughts on a programming language. You came here for the deets. So let's do this. Okay, so I did just spend what feels like an hour actually collecting the data that is required for this experiment. I did exactly kind of what I talked about. I made 3
even
machines
better.
request 100 connections at once and sustain it for as long as they can, seeing how big the queue can get in actually 4 different languages. Yeah, we do have a guest appearance coming up, and you might be a bit surprised at this guest and its performance. And so yes, I also did that with 200 concurrent connections and 300 concurrent connections, and then just measured how much was in the queue over the course of 100 seconds. And then lastly, I will go over what Bun did because it was incredible. All right, so the first graph is 100 concurrent connections in Zig, Go, Node,
frick.
and the green line in Rust. Now, what you'll
guys.
notice,
I
of
just
course,
screwed
is
up
Node
real bad.
trailing up the back end. Okay, so if anyone says, well, I don't know if Node's not that performant, it will never be able to compete with these other frameworks. Okay, just stop with this just nonsense. Okay, it's just never quite there. Go obviously did better, and Zig and Rust seem to always be tied neck and neck. Now, I do not know if these differences are statistically valid. I'd have to do a lot larger tests, and I might want to try some different powered machines and kind of really come up and make sure I understand which one is better. But I would say overall, they're both really fast. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what is this axis? What are these axes? I don't get it. What's happening here? Well, the x-axis is just samples. Remember, I took 100 samples over 100 seconds from the machine. The y-axis, of course, is how many items were in the queue at that moment. So the brown line, the turd line, the node line didn't. Okay, and the blue/the green did. Which means impressively that Zig and Rust were able to sustain effectively 7.8 thousand requests per second from 3 machines that were requesting at 100 concurrent connections. That's pretty impressive. Of course, at 200 concurrent connections, you can see that Node actually started doing worse. Yeah, like not great. Actually, it's about the same. But nonetheless, you'll notice that Go actually started performing better. But Zig and Rust, of course, shined quite a bit. The ability to be able to handle these level of connections They're just able to do it. Remember, they're sustaining over 1,000 requests per second, and there is this kind of central mutex that I couldn't get rid of either. I did try a lock-free queue, but these were single-core machines, so I don't know if there's any benefit to the lock-free queue. They both performed worse when using it. I do think there's some pretty neat exploration that could be done in the lock-free queue and scaling out the CPUs and really just seeing which one's better. But I think at this point it's really just about which implementation's better, not necessarily which language is better. I think we can really say they're both great as far as performance goes. Lastly, of course, we do have the 300 connections. You'll notice that pretty much everything starts to actually get a little bit worse. They're not quite able to hold as many items in the queue or sustain as many requests per second. They're just simply kind of reaching their max on this single core slow CPU. But it's still quite impressive. They're actually Zig and Rust are really neck and neck, sustaining that right around 1,000 requests per second. And of course, Node just doing great. You know, some amount of requests below 500. Again, this idea that Node is fast, it's just not. It's not going to be fast. And I think we should all just be okay with that.
Get back to work.
I'm not trying to be mean to you, Node. People just keep saying that about you, and I tell them to stop it. But where is Bun, you say? Well, let me show you a little action with Bun right here.
Ready?
Nice. It's working.
Our first stroke.
There we go. Look at that. Bun's maintaining it.
Put a little circle on.
Now, if you do look at that, you'll see that there are 78,000 items in the queue, which is quite impressive. But what you probably didn't catch from that clip is that there were 200 concurrent requests. So if I look at my data over here, you'll see that I have at 200 concurrent requests only 69,000. It does appear that Bun was actually doing better on Twitch before it seg faulted. But if you didn't catch it, that was when I was having 15 seconds per item in the queue, and this is measured off of 10 seconds. So it actually is a lot closer to Node in general performance for this specific case. Now, of course, I wasn't able to sustain it. I cannot actually say. It did appear to be slightly faster. Now, whether it was statistically faster, I couldn't even get the data for a t-test. But again, in general, I'm gonna keep saying the same things. If you're using JavaScript, you're not using it for performance, and people just
making
not
videos on
say
what's
that
faster.
anymore, right? If you're using Go, you're trying to balance developer ergonomics and performance. If you're using Rust or seg faulty language, Zig, which I like Zig. I'm just saying, it's very easy to shoot yourself in the foot. You're using it because you need speed, and people need to quantify these values and really qualify their team for what is the best fit. Now, me personally, I do think Go again still contains some of the best of both worlds. You're going to get that better performance, but you're going to get a little bit better developer ergonomics. But I think the dark horse ultimately is Rust. Rust really and truly does become easier the more you use it. Like any language, you become an expert, but it will never be as fast to develop as it is for something like Go or JavaScript. But you can just achieve insane
do all the
speeds.
fun stuff that
So it does turn out that Rust is blazingly fast.
But it doesn't
and you should press that sub button blazingly fast. Because we're not stopping
I'm not even sure
here,
what I'm trying to say there.
I still need to make an Elixir video for you. I will.
What you need
sorry.
to do,
forgive me. And yes, I do want to do some more front-end things. JavaScript is known as a language that is full of quite a few weird conditions.
You should still hate JavaScript.
A lot of weird conditions. Yet somehow people keep using JavaScript for everything. I mean everything.
I'm not going to get into the
details
about why
I've actually been using JavaScript for quite some time now. I've been using it for about 10 years professionally, off and on throughout that time. And I am going to give you the top 5 things that have bit me harder than anything else in JavaScript.
Which is a useful
just for you. And no, it's not going to be around this and bind. It's not going to be about variable hoisting. It's not going to be about let dead zones. No. We're actually going to get into some things that can really shoot you in the foot properly.
What I like about him too is he's fairly controversial, and they're not afraid to kind of.
Number 5, of course, is going to be actually kind of like a double foot gun. First off, it is just regex. It's the ultimate foot gun in any programming language. But secondly, in JavaScript, if you have the G flag at the end, the global matching flag, it will actually keep state. So if you call test, it will match the first occurrence. If you call test again and there is not a second occurrence, it will actually result in a false big return. As you can see right here, this is totally crazy, right? Like you would expect it to say true.
Right, because after I get
but instead it actually flops back and forth. And that is simply because that regex actually keeps
I'm getting
state.
kind of high.
Of course,
actually.
I get the idea. This is pretty classic JavaScript. They're always too clever by half, and it always
potent.
makes it extremely difficult to reason about
these
their
headphones will actually
APIs.
smell
And in this top 5 list, this
better
won't be
when I'm
the
done.
only too
Not
clever
only
by half
smell
that's gonna
better,
happen.
but will actually
and of course,
perform
please
better.
don't use regex.
They
It's
will
okay.
sound better.
Just try to avoid them. One time, I actually did commit to the Netflix code base a while back a regex for
like,
matching emails,
yes,
and you want to guess
we
what
should
happened?
cry because
yeah, it was
some things
incorrect.
are
okay,
ridiculous.
stop! It's a disaster.
Right.
All right. So number 4 is actually something that has bit me several
always try to
times,
improve
and this is
performance.
mostly when I've been building
We
some
shouldn't
network
let
protocols,
performance,
WebSocket, HTTP2,
get in the way of
just
trying to
something
make
that is
something look
terrible, and it will
performant.
get you, and you just have no idea
See what
that
I
it's
did there?
getting you
I
for a
brought this
while. All right, so here's the example. The first thing
painting
I do is
activity,
create
arts and
a
crafts in
function
front
in
of
which
me,
I'll create a
and I
buffer
tied
that is
it
about
in.
the size 10. From there, I'm going to set the first 5
We're not
values
trying
to
to
the
look
greatest
good.
number in the universe and the cost of 1 Tesla. From there, I'm going to log out the value, then
These
create
things aren't
a
gonna sound
second
any
buffer
different
that is
because
a
I made them
slice
look
off
like
the first one and simply
whatever
set one of the values
K712s
on
are.
B. Then reprint out A. Now, if you don't know what's going to happen there, B is
that's
actually
okay.
a shallow copy of
This
A.
is
So therefore,
JavaScript.
B sub 0 equals 6 will actually replace the 4
This
in the
is
original
Rust.
69,420, so it becomes 69,620. Now, this is great for performance. It's fantastic.
But
because
for
you're
what
not
I need,
creating actually large allocations by accident.
these guys
or
work
anything,
just
but
fine,
that's
and I'm not
where the
spending
foot gun
$600.
is
I spent
at.
$40.
So the thing about buffers is that they're also uint 8 arrays by type.
yes,
now
you
that
can
is
get caught
very
up in the
insidious
weeds
because the
as to-
fact is that if I
well,
create a
if you go
slice
down
from
a
a
lot,
uint 8
that's
array,
gonna
I'm
cost you.
creating a deep
But there are
copy.
10 million
But
different
since
things
I passed in a buffer, it's actually
we
creating
can do
a
to
shallow
existing
copy.
code
And
without
as of right
completely
now,
changing
TypeScript does
languages
not actually give you any sort of
to make
warning
it
when
more
this
performant.
happens. The one nice part is that
We
if
can
you're
always
just
fix things
using buffers,
retroactively.
TypeScript
We
will
can always
warn you,
feature
hey,
flag
this
certain
is kind of a
performance issues.
goofy API. It's being deprecated.
You don't
but it
need
does
to
not
throw the
warn
baby
you
out with the
right
bathwater.
here. And this will
And
bite
that's
you in
the wisdom
ass.
that he really
I cannot
wants you
tell
to
you
know.
the time I spent chasing down
Right.
that bug. It was painful.
He'll constantly
Number
tell you.
3, of course, is going to be iterating over maps. When iterating over a map
That
with a
if you
for of
asked him
statement,
10
you
years
will
ago
get key then
what you
value.
should program
of course,
in,
this
it would
is
be
very natural and
PHP.
appears in pretty much every single language ever. But
Things
if you decide
change.
to use a for each, you will actually get value then key. Why does JavaScript have to do this?
And-
Why do you have to make terrible decisions?
And I guess it
Why?
can be overwhelming from the
Why would you
outside.
do that? That is why I prefer to
or
write in the
even
Lord's
hard to
language.
describe
the greatest language,
how to
of course,
bring a
ever
new
written,
person
Rust. Oh, it's
into
so
the
beautiful.
industry of programming.
Number 2 is going to be just a one that's
Because
gonna
you
just
could
really just
pretty
makes
easily
me
just
so
say,
upset. It
learn
really throws you off when
Ruby on
debugging,
Rails,
especially if you're doing anything with
because
networks.
that's what is
so
on
first,
the
let's
most
create
demand.
a number that is going to be
Right, 'cause there's
let's
a
make
sort
it
of
10
gamification
billion
behind the
long.
hiring process.
If I add 1 to A, I get 10 billion and 1. But if I logical OR that thing, I don't get it at all. What the heck just happened right there? What happens is that when you do a bitwise operation to
Like, we're
a
all
number,
little
it
Sims,
passes it to a
and we learn to
32-bit number,
skill,
not just an unsigned
or we
one.
want to
No.
learn a skill if we don't- if we
JavaScript
don't
takes
know
a
it.
signed one, which
And then we Google it.
literally means
So
that
basically,
if we do
Google
0x1
is going
and
to tell
we
the
push it
entire
over by 30,
world of America,
you'll get a large positive
if you wanna
number.
become
but
a
if we just
programmer,
push it over one more, you
here
get
are
a
our top
very
3 results,
negative
which
number.
90%
and
of
when
people are
you're
gonna
doing
click
things
on.
that involve a network protocol and you see something like this,
And that's
you're
gonna
like, what the
be the
hell?
predicate
what number am I even looking
probably
at? Well,
decades
you're
of-
looking at the
of
32nd bit of a signed 32-bit
programming advice
integer. Come on, dummy.
is just people
Or don't
that
do
started off
you,
like that.
You could just bra her again.
I didn't go to college.
Dude, it's getting so good.
Didn't even get a degree, let alone a computer
And
science
of course,
degree.
number 1 has to go to the tweet that actually ratioed me here. Ken Wheeler, Canvas Daddy, Beatmaster,
okay.
Beat Me Daddy. Of course, is the community. The community
think
that
I'm gonna
just
put the orange
rewrites
on the wire
everything
later.
faster than Rust people can rewrite things. We're even doing
otherwise-
it with machine learning. What is going on?
Can't listen. No, you're right.
JavaScript. The thing about
Wait, what is he yelling
JavaScript
at-
is,
at
I don't
TensorFlow
hate
for?
JavaScript. It's just
Like,
somehow
TensorFlow is
going
cool.
everywhere, even to places it shouldn't be going. And the thing is that JavaScript, yeah, sure, it's slow.
generate some
Sure,
music and
it's
stuff.
memory inefficient. Sure,
All right,
it's
so
filled
he's
with
got a
sharp
little-
edges everywhere, including equality, type
black
coercion, weird ass APIs that just make no
Orange
sense.
settles
And of
in.
course, some of the things I just got done showing you. But you know what? I still kind of like the language. It's a very simple language, and I can get
little
some
do we
things
know I'd
done
be
fairly
doing
quick
some
on small items.
arts
But the
and crafts.
enthusiasm to put it everywhere is just
Also-
mind-boggling to me. It's
What is
okay.
this?
You can use other things. It's
Install
fine.
what?
I'm going to use other things.
Dependencies?
It's okay.
OpenCV,
I've written some
runtime
really
build?
complex JavaScript,
This
so
is
it's
how
not
I
that I'm sitting
install
here
the
with
background
no
remover? This
experience.
is
As someone who's
ridiculous.
currently writing something that is just ridiculously
OBS,
hard right now for Netflix,
background.
I'm okay using it when it makes sense. And in my case, it makes
OBS,
sense because it's
green
driving
screen.
another JavaScript engine. My goodness, you guys,
Cannot
look at
be
this
this
thing.
hard.
We're
Chroma key.
so dang close. I'm so
Video
excited. Hey, thank
capture
you for all the
filters.
subs. We're getting very, very
Chroma
close
key.
to that 100,000. I'm gonna take that
Green.
silvery plaque when I get it. I'm
Screen.
gonna lick it from tippity top
Color
to
type
bottom.
green.
That, of course, will go on the
Smoothness.
OnlyFans page. If you have any weird
haven't
JavaScript
seen
ones that I
anything.
didn't even
Yeah, I
catch
didn't do
in there,
anything.
let me know down below. I don't want to hear
Filters.
about like type conversion. Yeah, I
I
know
click
that
on
an
the
empty
wrong
string
one.
equals 0, whatever nonsense that goes on there. But I want something that's just truly insidious. If you have
Custom.
one, let me know down below. Hey, thank you so much for
Select
watching.
color.
My name
Oh, there we go.
is ThePrimeagen. What? You don't know what ThePrimeagen means? Well, if you knew the backstory, it actually
You're not
makes a
gonna let me
lot of
pick
sense.
the color. How to upload internet. Image BB. Who remembers that site? Downloads, documents. Who even knows where Mac files go these days? It's changed so often. Recents, like. Okay. 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 Let's do. Okay, here, ready? Color. White. Give me that picker. What's the most even part? I think it's this one. Oh, geez, it's a lot more yellow than I expected. HTML value is blank. Okay. Now, am I just disappeared? Similarity. Oh. Hello, I am Darth Maul. More color spillage. Opacity. It's just removed the color. Oh, like an alpha channel of it. Why? Honestly, I think that's kind of a vibe. Oh, I've got more options to pick from. Hold on. Oh, nice. Okay, that looks good. I can smooth it up. Probably. Nope. Can't even smooth it up a little bit. Dang. This is wild. Contrast? Oh, that's just setting the styling. Okay. Similarity down a little bit more. Perfect, you know? I'm primed up now. I nailed it. Professional. Professional green screen. This is going great, guys. Everybody. Oh, is Prime still talking? Okay, the next. Oh, jeez. Okay, bye.